You're listening to Offroad Garage Podcast, and here are Jason and Jim.
And we're live. Back
We
at
are
it.
live.
What's going on, buddy?
Back. You're looking at it.
Yeah?
Back
Feels good?
at it.
I'm pretty
It's been
stoked.
a hot minute.
It's been a minute. First off, we got to say sorry to Angel from Seventh Thought Society.
Yeah,
because
we let him
he
down.
missed his podcast. Rocking his shirt today.
A lot of people missed
Yep.
it. We were off the map for a while.
Sorry,
We're
work
back.
got a little hectic, and we're back at it. Working family commitments. Very excited.
Yes.
We got the one and only from Truck Night in America.
Oh,
The YouTuber that runs Turbo's Toy Box. The Instagram man behind the Stomper. Andy Hanna. What's up, Andy? You there?
Yeah, how's it going, guys?
Good. Highlight the
What's
intro.
going
Feel
on?
good?
Yeah, oh man, yeah, you're giving me a lot to live up to here.
he started off. He's like, I don't know who else we're talking to tonight. This sounds great.
Somebody else is
Yeah.
great.
I thought I was listening for a minute, like, man, they got somebody good on. Oh wait, it's me.
Wah, wah. No,
Wah, wah.
Yeah, I mean, we've been talking
never
about
mind.
this since the first Cabin Fever run. So, I mean, it's been 3 years, 2.5, 3 years. We've been talking about having Andy on.
Yeah.
This is our first time.
Yeah.
It's kind of sad.
Yeah,
We're really good at being like, yeah, we'll get you on the show. And then life happens.
Yeah.
So if we told you that, we'll still 100%
We're still
honor
down.
it.
Yeah.
We just, life happens. So send us a message. We won't give you a hard time. We're like, oh, yeah, that's right. We'll get you
We
on.
didn't forget.
We didn't
You're
forget.
on the list.
Yeah, you're on the list. It's just,
And on a good note, our
forget the
listeners are
list.
so solid that when I put up, like, hey, we've been away, sorry, in that post today, I had like 4 people reach out and say, hey, I'm available if you want to talk about this or that or the other thing.
that's awesome.
So we've got shows lined up already.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Perfect.
so much.
Yeah.
perfect.
Some of them are happy. Some of them are like, one of them is scary.
Well, I'm scary.
Some land use issues they're trying to take away from us up in the UP.
Oh,
Yeah. So that one's not going to be great, but at least it'll be eye-opening.
yeah.
Well,
Breaking
and
news.
unfortunately, sometimes we need that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So for the folks that don't know and haven't had the opportunity to watch you thrash your little rig,
Thoroughly thrash
Yeah.
your little
yeah,
rig.
why don't we learn a little bit about Andy real quick?
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, grew up car guy. There's stories of dad restoring a Mustang convertible when I was, I don't even know how old, young, 5 or 6. Something handed me a Phillips screwdriver, went in the house to take a phone call, and when he came out, anything the Phillips screwdriver fit was off the Mustang. So he had no idea where any of it went or what went where or why, but yeah, so
Yeah.
been a gearhead ever since I could push a Hot Wheels, I guess.
Perfect.
Yep. Absolutely.
But yeah, the most recent toy, which is probably like the second longest I've ever owned a vehicle, honestly, is the Stomper. So the first would be my old rusted plow truck that I had for like 10 years until the frame broke in half. So
Okay.
second would be the Stomper. So I bought being a Toyota nut, so I bought a cabin frame from a guy for like $300. It was sitting in a field, I don't know, half hour away from me, and took a rusted out 4Runner I had and meshed the two and built the truck. And then as the truck I was documenting it on Instagram as I was putting it together, and this whatever company reached out to me and said, hey, you look like you'd be a great fit for this truck show that we're going to film, and get a hold of us. And I just assumed it was baloney and deleted the message and went about my day. And then a couple weeks later, actually the same company hits me up again, and they're like, hey, this is not a scam. Please call us. We're very serious about having you, participate in this upcoming thing. And so I called the number, and it was a California number, and I still felt it was a scam, but I left my information anyway. And so they called me like 20 minutes later, and I ended up doing a couple of phone interviews and then a couple of Skype interviews, and then they hauled us. Well, I guess we hauled it, but they hauled us all down to Georgia, and we got to do a little bit of four-wheeling for TV, which isn't nearly as cool as it sounds. It was a whole lot of sitting around, and
Gotta wait for that shot. Wait for the light to be right.
yeah. Oh man, lots of hurry up and wait, So yeah, for the probably less than 30 seconds of four-wheeling I got to do on TV, I was there for 3 days. But yeah, but it was cool. We met some awesome people, and so yeah, now we get together and have little reunions every year. And actually, we're going to go again this year to Windrock Offroad Park down in Tennessee, and
Nice.
hook up with some of the other people that got to film, and that's always a great time. So we've made a lot of good friendships with it and stuff. So yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, we talked about
if
that
anybody-
show with Bender. He was on our show a while back, and we
Yeah.
talked about the
Couple
same
Yeah.
times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
he, as you know, he's a big fan of your truck. I believe he was your.
Oh yeah.
He was your guy,
He was
wasn't he?
actually my coach
Yeah.
or whatever, on the show, which was cool. But yeah, he's super Toyota guru guy, so he's got pretty sweet stuff.
Super Toyota guru that works at a Jeep place. Love it.
Yeah. Well,
Go where the money is.
Gotta go where it pays bills. So.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I
Yeah.
get it.
So what is
Yeah.
the
So if
Stomper?
anybody wants to,
It's a cab and a frame.
yeah. So it's a 1983 Toyota cab and frame, and then in the midst of building, I swapped the 22 RE motor, 5-speed trans, welded rear diffs, all the stuff into the truck, and then so now the current version is got like a built 22 RE in it, which has been bored 60,000 silver, and it's got like dome top pistons, and we shaved the block and we shaved the head, and so it makes like 10.5 to 1 compression, and it's got a Doug Thorley tri-Y on it, a big cam, and heavy valve springs, and all kinds of nifty stuff.
So it's
And
very
then,
very
couple-
competitive with a Vanguard Briggs and Stratton 30 horse.
Probably would be outdone by the Briggs, no doubt. It makes a lot of cool noise. It doesn't
It does.
Really have any
I will.
It sounds like a pipe chainsaw. Around here.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Sounds like the rowdiest chainsaw ever.
yeah.
So I think
but
I think I
we
cut
put
you
that
off.
to a couple of transfer cases, and some 529 axle gears and 37-inch tires, and got enough power to break a lot of stuff. So.
Couple transfer cases. You have all the transfer
Yeah.
cases.
Yeah, but no, it's a lot of fun. So yeah, I've done I would say my buddy Luke Delk helped me build the cage in it for truck night. Like they were like, you got to have at least a 4-point roll cage and harnesses and stuff. So that was kind of like like hurry up, we got to get something done, and it turned out absolutely amazing the way it fits in there. It's super cool. But so yeah, other than that, and my buddy Tommy helped me build the motor. But most of the rest of it's just been me in the garage with a little, 110 welder. So yeah, it wasn't literally until I moved into this house a year and a half ago that I finally got a 220 welder. So
Yeah,
finally
that
got
makes things a little bit nicer.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the welds are so much cleaner.
It's so many
But,
less passes.
Able to crank that
Yeah.
juice up and get after it, right?
Yep. Yeah, exactly.
And so we've
But
seen
no,
it. We've seen that little guy run. I mean, it runs well. It does good.
Oh yeah, it digs it up.
Well, got to be a certain amount of crazy behind the wheel too. So.
Yeah, you definitely don't seem to hold back, which is helpful. And it seems to
No.
put up to your abuse fairly well. It still seems to have its fusible links that I've seen tell you that it's
Yeah.
had enough. We can stop and go back on the trailer now.
Right? Yeah. No, so far so good. I mean, its weak link seems to be universal joints and ring and pinion gears. We've gone through a few of both of those, but whatever.
Because it's the 30 horse and 12 million foot-pounds
Yeah.
of torque with all the transfer cases in low.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, no. So yeah, it's got the front differential is pretty sweet. I took a Toyota factory electronic locking differential out of like the Tacomas or the Forerunners,
Yeah.
and I put it in there. I had it all wired up. I re-geared it to my 529, and the first time I hit the switch, it locked in. And I'm like, oh, sweet, And then
Fixed it.
the third time I went to use it, it wouldn't work, and I'm like couldn't figure out what was going on. Well, the actuator was bad, the electronic actuator, and at that point, nobody was doing an aftermarket one, and Toyota wanted like $600+ for it, and used ones were half of that, and even at $300, I had a hard time justifying spending $300 on a used actuator. You're talking electronic parts that's doomed to fail anyway. So I ended up buying a universal throttle cable from Napa, cutting apart the original actuator and making a mechanical cable push-pull lever operated locker for the front. So it's pretty sweet. So I got like a manual engagement locking diff in the front and got hydro assist steering on it. Yeah,
people are going to be asking about that, Andy. Did you happen to film that or record that or have any information on
it's
how to
on
do
Turbo's Toy Box on YouTube.
Okay.
You got to dig through the old videos. It's in there.
Right. That's where to find it. That's how to do it.
At least it's there. At least you know it's out there.
Yep.
The
knowledge is there for all to enjoy.
But we all know nobody's going to research. They're just going to hit up Andy direct and be like, hey, the Stomper, I'm trying to do this.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And it's hilarious is that people will watch current wheeling videos, like I'll post the video that I do for the Cabin Fever run or something, and they'll see where I engage the front locker, and they'll be like, what were you doing? How does that work?
What did you just do? Yeah.
Yeah. Or apparently people have saved this on some of the Toyota Facebook pages, and so occasionally I'll get tagged. Hey, hit up this guy. He knows. He did this bypass thing for like $50.
Hell yes.
You start selling a sticker for $25 with the knowledge. Like, yeah, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
Oh,
You got to buy a sticker.
this is more of those $1 million ideas you guys have on the show all the time. I hear them constantly.
You've been writing them down?
Man,
someone
is.
is. Not us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You need the knowledge given by Andy sticker that you send for $25. I like that.
So what's funny is there's a company called, I don't want to call them out on here. So there's a company that makes a cable actuated front locking kit for the Toyota diff.
Okay.
And they seen how I was doing it. I think they got tagged enough times that it kind of negated their $350, $400 kit.
Oh, nice.
And so now they sell a modified version of their kit, which is more on par with the budget that I had.
Right. That's awesome. When you change the industry, Andy,
right?
I applaud you, sir. Hell yes.
I mean, yeah.
They're like, oh, we've got this $300 kit, and they're like, hey, this guy does it online for $50. They're like, shit.
You got $200 left over for beer.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Wish they would have just contacted me and been like, you know what, for a couple grand, we'll pay you to delete all of your stuff. All right.
Done.
I could use a set of new 37.
Right.
Sure.
Yeah. Delete.
But
I make a whole new video where I show them how to install your kit.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, for
exactly.
a couple grand an install video, I will make that happen.
All they had to do was ask. That's it right there. Sometimes that's all you got to do.
They done messed up Aaron.
Oh.
I like the fact that it's like a chameleon, because it goes from little rock bouncer to overlander to.
It matches all the colors of body panels it has. Sometimes you're racing it, sometimes you're overlanding it, sometimes you're rock bouncing it.
Yeah, I couldn't afford to build I shouldn't say that, but I couldn't afford to build multiple rigs, right? So when I first built it, I'm like, okay, my goal was I want a truck I can get in and drive down the road, but if I see a 2-track, I'm not going to steer away from it. Or if I want to drive and go out to dinner and have a couple beers and 2-track my way home, that's what I want. So I didn't want to do the full hydro assist. I didn't want to have a full hydraulic steering. I knew I wanted to keep hydro assist. Still had to have that mechanical connection for legality.
Right.
And I didn't want an open vehicle. I wasn't going to do a buggy or something,
Yep.
So it just kind of just checked all the boxes, it has wipers and it has heat and you can shut the doors and the windows and, be dry. And so, so it works really well. It's not awesome at anything, but it works really good at everything. So.
Yeah, it really does.
I'm jealous of that dry part. I've got a 2011 and mine still leaks inside.
So it is. Yeah.
I know it's a different brand. I understand.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Uh-huh.
It speaks for
But
itself.
yeah. So when I bought the cab had been painted like this Subaru Rally Racing blue color, and the doors and hood that came with it, the like under hood supports were just rusted away, and the hood was flapping in the breeze. The bottom like 3 inches of the door was just rotting away, and they were flapping in the breeze. And but when I first put it together, I'm like, this is what I got, like whatever, it worked. And it was just a few months later, I found, when Craigslist was still popular. I don't even know if that still exists anymore, if everybody just uses Facebook. But when Craigslist was popular, I found on Craigslist this guy had a couple of 1981 Toyota pickups up in Sheboygan, up kind of northeast of me. And so me and my buddy went up there, and we drug both of those home, and he needed some parts and I needed some parts. And so that's where like the box and the doors and the hood came from.
Which,
and
to
then,
clarify, this is the Rust Belt. So to find Toyotas of that age in this area is like...
With metal at all, with any metal left.
With any kind of sheet metal. You might be able to find a frame-ish, but sheet metal? Yeah.
That's impressive.
You hit gold.
Yeah, if it's more than 10 years old, it's probably fallen in half by now.
Right. Yeah, not much left.
Yeah. So then I ended up trading the transfer case and stuff out of that parts truck, the 81 parts truck I bought, I traded the transfer case for the pair of front fenders and some other parts that I needed. So that's where the white and blue with the, Toyota striped fenders came from. And so, yeah, just kind of kept piecing it together as I went. And, it's on like I think it's 4th front axle housing currently, because I have a tendency of abusing things, and so I've bent 3 axle housings in the front so far.
Okay.
And
you're gonna need to learn how to fabricate your own front axles, because eventually I think you're running out.
Yeah, I needed to hook up with that guy from Trail Gear that you guys went with, because I could really use some of the Trail Gear housings, because I think I would be a great test dummy for them.
So Matt and Armin, if you guys are listening, hit up Andy, and he will punish your equipment. Guaranteed.
Yeah. I can do some severe durability testing for you. I would be happy to do so. But yeah, it's on like its 3rd rear axle housing. So I guess I'm hard on equipment, but whatever.
Armin and Matt, calling you guys right now. Check this out. We'll tag him. We'll tag him when we drop it and post it at like 3 minutes and 48 seconds. Listen to that part. Because his rig was sick. The one he had at the UP run went to.
Yeah.
The 35s, the long travel, and the go fast parts.
Yeah.
I've seen the pictures of it and stuff, man. It's definitely a nice unit.
Yeah, it looked good.
And he had no problem sending her. Like he was getting, you could tell he's a West Coast wheeler, because once he had a minute to crack that bad boy open, he would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, this ain't the desert.
Yeah.
That ain't a cactus. That's a pine tree.
Maple trees don't move.
Yeah. That thing ain't moving. That's going to win.
That's awesome. Yeah. So I was impressed with Jeremy there from New Holland when we were on the Cabin Fever run, man. I was like following behind him down some of those snow-covered 2-tracks, and he was boogieing.
Yeah. He gets that. That's another well-rounded, well-built rig.
Oh yeah, that thing.
It goes anywhere he points it, and he can take it anywhere and vacation there for the week, I think.
You don't see many people sending campers. He's jumping a camper basically.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
totally kitted out, and he has no problem sending it.
Yeah, not afraid at all to use it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that run was cool, because that was one of my first runs I've been on that was that multifaceted. I mean, we had 2 Tacomas, a couple of JKs, a ZJ, and then your little guy, your pickup, and an MJ. So it wasn't just a Jeep run, it wasn't just a Toyota run. It was pretty well mixed.
Yeah.
I mean, we needed a Samurai and a Hummer. We'd have had everything cool.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, we'd have rounded around.
Yeah.
No, it's always a good time. Always a good time.
So what's your favorite kind of wheeling? I mean, I see you kind of do a little everything. What's your favorite? What's your favorite place? Your favorite kind? Or
I'm a northern Michigan guy through and through. I love the snow. There's just something about the snow. It's clean. It doesn't, as long as you're not on the roads where the salt is, who cares? I love snow wheeling. I think it's a blast.
So how do you feel about that new House bill they're trying to pass, where they're going to outlaw ORV use in the snow?
Oh, yeah. They're always trying to do something.
And he's going to put tracks on the back and skis on the front.
Yeah.
Like, it's a snowmobile now. Now what do you got?
That's right. That's right.
Adapt and overcome.
But, I mean, I've had a ton of fun in the rocks, too, but I do have this kind of inherent fear of rolling the truck. You know what I mean? It's more than capable of doing what I want it to do. And I definitely like pushing the limits of it, you know. But when the tires get light, I'm like, man, I just don't want to do that to it. You know what I mean? Because once I roll it, you're not going to find this tin again. You're not going to be able to put a windshield in it. You're not going to be able to do a lot of the things I like doing. So,
right.
Yeah, it's not
as
like
much as I love
it'd be like the end
playing
of
in the rock.
end of an era, end of a destroy a legend. Yeah. A legend that is the Stomper.
It's not a third gen where you can just go and find the parts or buy the parts, whatever.
Yeah, it'd be very hard to source that out. And I mean that it has really taken on like its own legendary status. I mean, you have RC cars modeled after it. We were just googling the sticker you sent us of it, and then didn't someone copy your Instagram or something?
Yeah,
or were they trying to sell it or something like that online? Some scam.
Know. I've had all kinds of craziness. So yeah,
that was
the most recent thing. So a guy, I'm going to say guy, just generic. So a person,
fucker works too. That's gender neutral.
Yeah, right. So a person put a picture of my truck on Craigslist out in Washington. And did something like they were giving my truck away for free if you sent them some message about why you thought you were the most deserving person of the truck, which I didn't send them a message. I would only assume it was some sort of a scam that they were going to, steal your identity or something. Who knows? I don't even care. But so, I flagged the ad and posted for people to flag the ad because, work for your stuff, people. Quit being bums. But and then, but I've had like a couple of people send me pictures or tag me in pictures of RC cars. So one of them was like a 24th scale radio control car, and the guy befriended me on Facebook, and he's actually from overseas, and but he had built a 24th scale RC car and like painted it and tried to mimic, my truck as much as he could in that scale. And so he was then, once I posted the picture of that one, another gentleman from Maryland sent me a picture, and he goes, "Oh, that's cool that somebody else is, using your truck as as their model or whatever." He goes, I'm actually building one in a 10th scale. And so I'm like, oh man, that is so cool. Would you be interested in maybe building me one of those, I probably could do it if I spent the time and energy, but I just didn't have the time and energy and funds to dedicate to it.
Right.
He's like, yeah. I'll get a body and I'll get it painted up for you. And I'm like, oh, sweet. Let me know what I owe you. And do I send you money now or later? No, don't. He's like, don't worry about it. And so I hadn't heard nothing from him for a couple months actually. And I kind of forgot about it. And then out of the blue one day, he sent me a message and he goes, "Hey, what's your mailing address? I have something for you." And I gave him my mailing address and what do I owe you? "Oh, don't worry about it. Once you see it, we'll talk." I said, okay. And so when the box came, I did a YouTube unboxing video of it, thinking that I was going to open up this scale body, this 1/10 scale body of an RC truck that looked like the Stomper. And the guy actually sent me the whole truck, which was
super awesome.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Totally unbelievable. I mean, you're talking about
Yeah.
something that, it's got to be worth at least $500 or more, So I was blown away by his generosity, and he wouldn't take a penny, and he didn't leave me a return address or any way to give him anything for it. And so it was pretty cool.
That is awesome.
That's not Unabombery at all. No return package.
Yeah, right. I was pretty blown away by it.
You're lucky that didn't get flagged somewhere.
Yeah. Good thing he's
right.
He's in his house under an uncovered light bulb making models instead of bombs. Like, hey, whatever, dude. That keeps you sane, I guess.
Whatever. That's awesome, though. That's like when like I said, it's reached its own legendary status when people are making models of it.
Well, shout out to the Unibuilder out there. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
RC
So,
Unibuilder.
Easy Koi was his, and he may have changed his username on Instagram, but I tagged him. If you go find the pictures or videos of the RC truck,
I remember seeing pictures of it. I'm like, that is freaking awesome.
It is so rad. It is so rad.
Have you broke it yet?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
I broke all the axles.
I can break anything. Are you kidding me? And the sticker. So the sticker I sent you guys.
Yeah.
So that was another instance of a gentleman sent me this picture and said, "Hey, your truck. I grew up around Toyota trucks, and I really love your truck, and I just want to show you that you inspired me to do some doodling that something the guy does anyway." And he said, "I thought you might appreciate it." And I seen the picture. I'm like, that is so rad. So what do I have to do to own this artwork? And so we came to terms on an agreement of a value for to pay him for his artwork. And so his Instagram, again, I've tagged on there, but it's Matt Zudweg. And so, Jim, knowing that you are a fly fisherman, you're going to need to get a hold of Matt because he owns a company called Boneyard Fly Gear, and he does all kinds of fly fishing stuff. But
he's breaking out the phone.
He also has tons of super cool T-shirts and stuff on his website. One of them, of course, is the Stomper.
Is he one? Someone messaged. Was it me or was it the podcast about almost some similar thing? Like, hey, do you guys want a drawing of your rig? Or something?
He doesn't follow us yet, but I follow him now, and he's got a really, really nice man beard.
Yeah.
He's like a fly fishing Viking.
Yeah,
fly fishing,
I believe he actually does guided fly fishing and fishing tours and all kinds of stuff. So, but again, just a super cool, genuine guy. I mean, just talking back and forth with him. I haven't met him in person yet, but so yeah, we again, came to terms, and then so I own the artwork, and then I had another local friend actually print those stickers, and so yeah, it's kind of just more cool things that the truck has kind of spun off into.
His artwork. Oh, there's your Stomper. I'm on his IG right now doing some stalking.
Oh yeah, dude, very cool stuff.
He has one that's a Bronco. It says, "Stop wasting my taxes on paved roads."
Yes. Is that not the coolest thing ever?
Yeah. Super rowdy. I dig it. Might have to hit him up for some cartoon drawings of the Chupa and the ZJ out there.
Yeah.
He's got some really cool stuff. So
yeah, I'm in full creep mode right now. I'm all the way back to 2017.
He goes back quick.
I'm gonna start liking pictures and see if he hits us up. Like, why are you back in 2017 clicking on my stuff?
I don't even do that anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yes.
Yeah.
So when's the next wheeling trip, man? Where are you going next?
Well, so again, if you watch the Instagram, I've been messing around with the wife's 4Runner. Actually, this weekend we're headed up to Lake Superior Lakeshore, kind of northwest of Newberry, and we're gonna do a little bit of super light rock hunting because my wife is super into rocks, and so she is all about looking for special rocks and doing that kind of stuff. So some longtime friends of ours graduated from high school with a couple of buddies and their families now and our family, and we're all going to go up there for a long weekend and hang out. So it should be a good time.
Hell yeah.
I've got a spot I'll direct message you, so I'm not going to give it away on the air, but I got a spot you might want to check out
Super
for some
secret
of that.
UP spot?
Yeah. For rock hunting.
Yeah.
It's huge for rock hunting, but
yeah,
I don't want to blow it up too much.
Okay.
Took me up. I like it.
Got you covered.
So yeah, that's kind of next. That'll be well, I mean, her truck's it's nothing to scoff at. So she's got like a 2016 4Runner, and we've got a Dobinson 3-inch in the front, 2-inch in the back lift kit on it, which I've done a little tweaking to fit some 35-inch tires on some Method wheels on it.
Nice.
And you got like a Smittybilt XL10 on the roof, and I just fabricated a 10-gallon PVC water tank for it, and picked up that new like super dirt cheap Napa Maxi Track 8-foot awning, and we got a couple of camp chairs and a little Weber grill, and we're going to go up there and hang out.
Sounds about perfect.
Yeah, I'm stoked.
Yeah, I would be too.
We were talking about the water tank pre-record. You got that. Is that also going to be on the video? Yeah, you got blueprints on how to build that.
Video. Right. Yeah, I dropped a video of it over the weekend. Yep, my little DIY project. So I don't know.
Nice.
I look at all this stuff like, Road Shower and some of the name brand stuff, and I'm like, oh wow, that's really cool. And I'm like, oh wow, that's $500.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
you're the guy who ruins it for everybody.
Yeah.
You're the guy who's bringing the prices down, people. And
I'm like,
looking out for the little guy.
Exactly. That's really cool, but I bet I can do it for $150. And so I did.
Yeah, here I am walking through Home Depot, buying all the parts to make what you did. Yeah.
Thanks for the idea.
Thank you.
Yeah, exactly.
That's awesome. Yeah. I love it.
Yeah. Nothing against none of those people, or the people that can afford it and maybe don't have the skills to do so. Hey, I get it. Or the time. I mean,
yep.
Time is money, and I definitely have some time into it. But
that's one of the worst parts. Is like some of the stuff I see, I'm like, I could do that, and you're like, dude, but it might take me a month because I'm not skilled in some of the stuff like the guys can do.
Yeah,
like everything from like Kydex holsters. Like a buddy of mine whipped one out in half an hour. Well, I'm still fighting with bending one. Like I just gave up. I'm like, it's worth the $60.
Exactly.
I'll just duct tape this to my hip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This whole situation is stupid.
And that's where I'm at. Like, so then kind of the next step for the new, for the wife's 4Runner, the new 4Runner, because I also have like a first-gen 4Runner out here project that I'm working on too. But for the new 4Runner, the wife's 4Runner, the next thing is that I've got like a Smittybilt 8,000-pound winch, or not, I'm sorry, a Warren 8,000-pound winch sitting here that's going to go on it. And I'm like, man, I really want to get one of those, like, the Victory 4x4 or something, the super nice looking winch bumper, for the front. But I'm like, man, that's a few bucks.
Right. Yep.
Their products are beautiful and they're awesome, but man, do I really want to spend that money?
Right.
But you got to make hers look right, because if it's yours, it's one thing, but hers got to look good.
That's the thing, Yeah, she's not going to let it fly looking kind of, scabbed together. So.
Yeah. Can't use that fence post.
Throw some booger welds in the pipe and call it a day.
It is the new 4Runner.
Yeah. It's got a little bit of style. Still got
The thing I like about it the best, though, is that you're slowly working it into a wheeler, because it was a daily, and it was nice and regular and normal, and now it's like slowly turning into a wheeler.
Yeah. We're slowly morphing it into, Andy's vision for the car instead of Whitney's.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Take Andy's idea versus what Toyota thought it should have been and make it look right.
Yeah. How did you work that in so that others may learn from your, because I assume you probably didn't put that on YouTube.
So what I did is, I married my high school sweetheart, and she trained me at a very young age. And no, she's super understanding, and if it makes me happy, she's happy, and so I'm very fortunate.
Oh, there. Well, that is key. Yeah, I
all
didn't
there
know
is.
if it started with like the hey, these tires are kind of getting worn out. We should probably get some new ones. And
she was.
They're
so
pretty
when the
small.
Lift came, right when the lift kit came home, the car had like, I don't know, 8,000 miles on it. We'd only had it a few months, and she like looked at me and she goes, "Huh, I'm surprised it took you this long." But she knew.
That's awesome.
Yeah, she already knew. She's like, like he could try to fight it, but I can already see the writing on the wall.
Yeah.
But if she didn't want to mess with it, she would have got like an Escape or something.
Mm-hmm.
Bingo.
Yeah.
Bingo.
And once she put a Toyota in the driveway, it was a wrap.
Yep.
Yeah. No, there was, and it's every single car she's ever had since I've known her, right? I mean, I'm that guy. Like, nothing is stock. Stock is lame. So it doesn't matter whose it is or what it is. My daughter's car is a 2002 Toyota Sequoia that I actually bought from my doctor, and the thing had like 230,000 miles on it. The struts were a little worn, and I'm like, I got to put struts on it. Might as well put Bilstein 5100s on it, lift it a couple inches, and put some 33s on it.
Nice. Your daughter's driving around a lifted minivan. I love it.
Yeah, and then the exhaust manifold tracked on it. I'm like, good time to put headers on it. So yeah, my 18-year-old daughter's got like a lifted Sequoia on 33s, and all the other soccer moms at the school, and they're dropping their kids off, are like asking her, "Is that your mom's car? That thing's really nice." No, this is mine.
Back off.
But it's big and it's safe, and it's got a full frame, and it sucks a lot of gas. So
Yeah.
Can't go far.
She'll never have money for narcotics if she's got something like that.
Amen, brother.
Just keep building Toyotas.
That's a fact.
That's all right. Yeah, that's the angle.
That's exactly the point.
Yeah.
My dad said, if I get him addicted to cars when he's young, he's never going to be able to afford
Oh,
drugs.
I know, right? A drug addiction would have been so much cheaper.
And it's so true. There was everything, snowmobiles and and cars, boats and
Yeah, but trying to pick your poison is the hard part. Because I got dirt bikes, got the house, quads, Jeeps, and none of it works because I can't afford to fix any of them. Like, I got to pick one poison.
Yes.
Yep.
And stick to that.
Yeah, I'm with it.
I'm looking at.
That's where I'm at. Working on the Stomper, and now I got this other first gen 400 project out here, and I've got like a 3RZ motor from the newer Tacoma sitting here for it, 4-cylinder, and the frame's done pretty much. Got 488 gears and a rear locker and 3-inch lift and all the stuff, and it's like at the bodywork part. And I actually used to do bodywork like right out of high school, but I kind of don't like it and I don't want to do it. But that's the point it's at, so it's kind of sitting just stagnant here.
If you need help with the front axle, I know a guy.
Yeah. Right. Or four.
But like, all kidding aside, though, like those older Toyota parts aren't they? They're kind of hard to come by around the Rust Belt, aren't they?
Yeah,
like,
they're
really
very much. Yeah, they're getting harder to find.
There's some guy in Arizona with like an airplane hangar just full of Toyota skins, and when he passes away or something.
Yeah, but the family's just gonna send it to the scrapper who lowest bid. You know, it's never. But yeah, I remember doing the samurai stuff, and that stuff got real hard to find real quick. It went from real cheap to, well, then they did the cash for clunkers, and that took out most of like all the cool stuff that we would love to have. Mm-hmm. It all got cubed and melted down.
If only I knew better back then, I could have had a couple square bodies or something in the backyard.
Absolutely. But before then, the price of all that stuff was reasonable.
Yeah,
you could get a square body for like $1,500 and build it up, or an old Toyota truck.
You get a clean one for $5,000. I mean, like a nice one for $5,000.
Yeah, absolutely.
And now $5,000 doesn't buy you a used box.
Right. You might get the frame and the cab.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, totally. That cash for clunkers thing totally did away with like the $1,500 used car. And we were kids. You could pick up a pretty decent used car for $1,500 and drive it for a couple of years. But
especially for us, especially going for a wheeler, whereas like I don't care if the fender matches the door. I want to go beat on it in the woods. Does the 4-wheel drive work? Perfect.
Does it have lots of rooms to it?
It runs. It somewhat stops. Somehow steers, and we're good. Send it.
Let's go wheel.
Lock it in.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly.
But that really put a hurting on the price of everything. Mm-hmm. And then
now with the Rona, all the used cars went ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's crazy. A guy from work bought two things. Like he's one of those guys, right? So he bought a brand new GMC 2500 HD AT4 loaded up truck.
Cool.
I just keep hearing change.
Yeah.
Yeah, had it for like 6 or 8 months and made $4,000 on it. Dealership called and asked him if he wanted to sell it. Back made $4,000 on it.
Yeah.
And then
I've heard that a few times now.
brand new pontoon boat. Same thing. Bought a brand new pontoon boat last fall and just sold it Monday and made like, I don't know, $4,500 on that. I'm like, how do you buy stuff brand new and make money on it?
Right.
That makes sense.
Yeah. It's absolutely crazy right now. But
the only credit part is now he can't.
Yeah.
He can't
There's
touch
nothing
anything
for
else.
him.
Yeah, he's done. So.
Yeah.
I did. You know what? Actually, as a good note, I did just find out as of the other day, my truck has arrived at the dealer, and I can get it in a week or so.
Did you?
Wait, what? You're gonna finally get the truck?
I know. It's only been 6 months.
6 months? Oh my god!
After that sticker I sent you, what? My other truck's an invoice or something like that?
Yeah, my other truck's on back order or something like that.
That's insane.
My other truck is a reservation. That's the sticker I saw.
Yeah, that's it. No, it's at the dealer. So I'm just waiting. My sales guy, of course, is out of town, so I gotta wait till he comes back.
Of course.
I could go.
I'm wondering what they're gonna do with all these new trucks that have been sitting in fields for like a year when they finally do get the computer chips for them and stuff. Like, are they gonna be junk from sitting around for a year? The brake's gonna be rusted up, and you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
I don't know. They're going to have to do something.
Chips.
It's going to be very interesting. I think I don't know if we talked about this in private or if it was on the last show, but I would think next year is going to be a good year to buy
new
21 because.
But do you want it? Do you want the truck that's been sitting in the field for a year and a half waiting for its computer chip?
Yeah,
or are they going to have a bunch of issues?
I would assume. I would like to think they're still going to honor all warranty.
We had that conversation offline where it was like, because I'm looking for a truck, and I'm like, yeah, if I get an F-150 back to the price that it was for $30,000 or so.
At this point, let's be real, a Ram, a Chevy, it doesn't matter. Toyota, they're all sitting there waiting for computer chips at this point.
And I'm also considering like those were built on-off schedules during the Rona. Like there's all kind of stuff. I wonder if it's right. You know?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah. Built by the disgruntled employees that were like, deemed essential that didn't want to be there.
And I'd hate to be somewhere on US 2 in the middle of the night in a snowstorm in the UP and have that thing go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I have been hearing there's been more and more problems with the newer trucks on all sides.
Yeah.
Not one brand or another, but they seem to all be having issues. And I do think that the electronics like you said, sitting around for a long time, there's things that people don't think about, like capacitors and things like that don't do good when they go without power for a long time.
Yeah, they got to be juiced and drained on a regular.
And when they drain down, then it's a whole nother. That's electrical. That's out of my realm of knowledge. I just know it's bad. And you're right. Like the brakes and the surface metals that are normally kept pretty clean by use are now.
Yeah.
And that's not even talking about like what if something made a nest in it? Like I mean, how many of those fields there got pack rats in them or something?
Oh,
God.
Yeah,
right?
I didn't even think about that. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You guys worry about electronics.
You get a brand new truck. It comes with a trash panda. Goddamn thing comes crawling out of the dash. Like, oh God, how's the dealer gonna get you back for that? Well, it scared me. I went into the ditch and totaled it, and then you got to prove there was a trash panda riding shotgun.
You were on a rocky road? No, Rocky the raccoon. Came out of my
Rocky
glove box.
The raccoon came out at me.
Yeah.
Chester the chipmunk come ripping across my arm as I was driving.
FYI, so if you work on a car that has had inhabitants under the dashboard and you hit your head on something metal, go to the ER right away. I'll tell you that in an experience situation. Maybe a guy was working under the dash of something that smelled like rodent and then hit his head, and then the infections with that are real. So
got like a sepsis infected of his bald head, did he?
Yeah. Looked like he had elephantitis on half his face.
That sounds pretty savage.
What?
Yeah, I couldn't open an eye. It was crazy. It was good.
I mean, just working on anything that a critter has inhabited is an experience in itself. When you're like shoveling out mouse dew out of the dash.
But
that's insane. I didn't even think about that.
Turn your head the wrong way. just a little tiny nick, like on your forehead, is all it takes, too. It's crazy.
Well, I mean, honestly, right? That could be your arm, your hand, any kind of anything that critter has been rubbing up against. Yeah, that's disgusting. Okay.
Note to self.
Note to self. Because God knows how many critters were living in the chupa before we
it was
resurrected
relatively
it from Moab.
rodent-free. It didn't smell like rodent. It was bugs. That was my concern. We had a lot of bees and wasps and stuff in there.
I felt like there was a
little one.
I think you had a friend in your frame.
Just a little one.
Yeah. He's fine.
I want to say that's like the
if
one
you name
rig
it, it's a pet.
in person.
What's that?
I said, that's the one rig I've yet to see in person. I'm kind of starting to wonder if this thing even really exists. I've heard stories and
saw photos, allegedly.
It's like Bigfoot. It's allegedly out there.
So my honest to God plan was to bring it last time you guys came down to Hollyoaks.
Yeah.
And then I got forced to go to work.
Yeah.
So I do have it. We're going to bring it actually over to the shop here.
Gotta get it fixed.
I got to put brake lines in it because the front, I brought it out for a cruise the other day, and it's been about a year now. The other day, my ass.
Splattered brake fluid on the garage door. It said, I'm not leaving today.
That's how I knew I hit a certain age in my life, when the other day was a year ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I pull out of the house, and it doesn't stop. And I'm like, well, I'm already this far down the driveway. So I just drove it to the gas station. I would just throw it into one and then throw it in the park so it would stop. And now,
You should not do that. Your transmission was not fun to swap out. Stop that. Don't tell me that.
Yeah.
I have to show you the video of me melting bolts to get your trans out the last time.
And then it might explain why I got trans fluid all over the floor of the garage right now, too.
Oh, my God.
Really good thing, though, is my bug problem is solved. Because they like trans fluid, and they all just die in a pool. I got all these dead bugs under my Jeep in the garage, bro. It's disgusting.
Nice. Awesome. Yeah.
So yeah,
are you guys gonna try and make it to Windrock with me this year or what?
We'll have to check dates. I'd like to,
Yeah.
but I'd like to do a lot of things, and unfortunately, my life seems to cancel a lot of my plans.
it does sound rad. I got to check with the wife because her birthday's in September.
Gotcha.
Usually we go away for a week for her birthday. It just depends on what week that falls on.
Yeah, well, and I get it totally.
Yeah, family. But it would be super rad to go down with a bunch of former TV stars and let them pound on their rigs while I take cool photos of them.
That would be worth it itself.
Oh yeah, yeah. And it's like, it's legit. Like every wheeling guy I ever met's a nice guy. You know, you don't run into too many people that are not great people when you're four wheeling. So
no.
Well, they generally don't stop and hang around. That's kind of nice. They weed themselves out.
Yeah,
they don't like come wandering over to the group of people
with beer
to just be a jackass.
Yep.
Because that was the time that you realized, like, I think you liked us, is when we showed up and you were freezing your ass off by a campfire, and I fed you fajitas the first time.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's when you were like, hey, wait a minute.
I'm like, hey, I have these brats that are still kind of frozen, but that guy's got fajitas, and he said I could have one. I like this guy.
Making them by the pound.
Did we just become best friends?
And that sad campfire we had that year because everything was flooded.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, he's got to shovel the snow out of the fire pit.
And he's like, no, you don't.
Key. No, you don't.
Not with kerosene and
Stop
torch.
it. No, you still do.
All right.
Yeah.
Burn it. More fire. More fire. It'll sort itself out.
Liquid kindling.
But yeah, after my experience with Armin from All Pro, I've been like renewed in my love of like taking photos of off-road trucks because he was amazing to watch.
Yeah.
He's like their head marketing guy. And he's out there in Chuck Taylors with high water khakis on and like a Toyota shirt running through the mud to make sure he gets really good photos, getting destroyed by mosquitoes and stuff.
Never
and
got dirty. I never saw the guy with dirt on him.
Never. Like he like levitated to a different plane over the dirt and was just
I like it.
grabbing rad photos.
I don't know. Maybe he used some kind of special spray that like repelled
like
the mud.
Pam. Like
what's
never
the stuff you used to spray on your furniture back in the day? It was Scotch Guard. Someone Scotch guarded his whole body and no mud would stick.
And he had like a super nice camera, like way nicer than my camera. And I'm like, you want me to hold that? He goes, no. He just puts it in the dirt. And I'm like, oh, okay. You are a gangster, bro. Like, I love it. Because he had a really nice video camera. He'd like come out like all suited up with the camera strapped to him and grab a couple stills and chuck his camera in the dirt and go to video. And I was like, bro, you're serious. This dude's for real, for real. So
yeah.
Now I got to up my game.
I like. Meanwhile, Turbo's Toy Box is being filmed on my iPhone.
Right? But
filmed, edited. Every picture you see, I've never posted a picture that was taken with a real camera, except for the ones that you sent me, Jim.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Oh, hell yes.
The only pictures I have ever posted that were taken from an actual camera.
That's awesome. And the sad part is I've got
everyone's hitting you up and like, did you get a new iPhone?
Right?
I've got 5 SD cards full of wheeling videos. I don't know what to do with. He's talking about editing them on his phone. Like,
I know. Oh,
so funny. Yep.
Well,
let me know.
For sure.
You're more than welcome to come along.
Yeah, we'll get with you on
that
and find out. I'd like to. Yeah. I really would like to go, but
you've been talking about Windrock for a minute too.
Oh man, I've been trying to get down there, and it's like every time life happens.
Yeah, life does happen.
They might appreciate the full
You gotta make it happen, brother.
I know. I'm about to make it. Believe me. We'll talk off air. I'm about to sort that out right the hell now. I'm about done with this.
Well, I don't think you have any sponsors. We're getting to that 1 hour mark that we always worry about. You're not sponsored by anybody. This is all funded by Turbo's Toy Box and Andy, right? I mean, no partners.
Loving and understanding wife.
Okay, well, shout out to the wives for sure.
Absolutely, that's where it's at.
Shout out to the wives. Shout out to the guys that built you red RC crawlers.
Oh my gosh, yeah, super awesome.
And the sticker guy.
Yeah, Matt Zudwig, the sticker guy. Yep. And Carmen at Epicenter Graphics, who printed the stickers.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cool.
A couple of buddies, Jacob at Offroad Anonymous and Kyle at Special Ops Motorsports, that both hooked me up on parts and helping me with little things I couldn't figure out here and there. Both great guys. No. Definitely a good time. Always a good time.
And again, we're sorry, Angel, for missing out last week. We'll try to make it up to you.
Yeah. We'll try to do a bunch of episodes soon. No.
Hit the music. We're out of here. Thanks for listening, everybody.